Obviously, we're disappointed. Obviously, we felt like we played the game in the area we wanted to play it in terms of runs. And they did a good job. They pitched it well. We couldn't score. So, but I thought the game was in the area that we had set out to play it in. Thought our pitcher did a heck of a job of locating pitches, doing a good job battling for us and holding them to ultimately a 4 spot. So just didn't score enough today.
Okay, we'll take questions for the student athletes and then come back for Coach.
Matt, you seem to keep TCU's lineup off balance for both of today. What can you keep them working for you out there?
My slider was working really well. I was getting it down after that third inning, but I put up that 3 spot. It was really the slider down in a way that the left-handed hitters have really helped me out.
Matt, for you, in that first inning, were you kind of struggling with your footing, where your plant foot was? I noticed you were kind of jigging around in the dirt.
Yeah, there was like a little. I'm not gonna complain about it, but I had to move more towards the middle of the mound, and the landing was a little bit iffy, but it didn't affect me at all. No excuse.
Keegan, y'all faced one of TCU's best pitchers today. What were y'all seeing as a lineup there that just kind of kept the offense quiet?
He did a good job mixing, did a good job locating. Didn't really leave a whole lot in the middle of the zone for us to hit. Yeah, just kept us on our heels all game.
You guys haven't lost back-to-back games since the first week in March, I believe. What has helped you get to keep one loss from compounding to more than that throughout the season?
I think the beginning of the year, how we started, we found a way to win based off how we started. And I think this whole time we've been playing, our pitching staff and our defense has helped us do that and allow us to be successful even after a first game loss. I mean, we've done it a couple of times on Friday night. I didn't pitch my best, and our team picked me up the next 2 days, so I think that's what's going to happen next.
Go ahead.
For both of y'all, did the heat have any effect on y'all today?
I got pretty tired there for a little bit. I had to keep drinking and maintaining that, but
He got there in the fall, too. So.
yeah.
He was all right. It's not 70 degrees and windy, but it does play a factor, but not enough to make a difference in the end of the game.
To add on to that, there were a lot of reasons that y'all couldn't end up hosting this super regional, but even being here in Fort Worth and the crowd being almost 80% TCU fans, how do y'all feel that the team really took that? You think you handled that well today?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a really good community behind us, and I know they're there watching us and supporting us from there. So.
Keegan, can you kind of walk us through that at-bat tonight? What was going through your head there?
Get a good pitch to hit and hit it. That's about it.
Keegan, every round's going to get harder to get hits. Every round's going to get harder to get runs. What can you tell me about a game like this? You guys had 3 runners in scoring position today. Didn't get anyone to third. You got that run obviously there at the end. What can you tell me about what makes it so difficult to kind of get a hit at this stage of the game and these games?
I mean, these guys can really pitch it with the best of them. They aren't here for, no good reason. So, like I said earlier, the guy did a really good job of keeping us on our heels all game. Was able to mix pitches, throw pitches in any count, anytime he really wanted to. So, did a good job of that.
Matt, you know Connor well. What does Connor bring to the table? He's going to get the nod tomorrow.
Yep, he's going to do the same thing I did, even better tomorrow. I mean, our whole team backs him. We know he's going to come out there and do what he does best. He's going to locate, pound the zone. He's going to keep guys off the barrel, and he's going to do it all day.
Matt, with 8,000 plus in the ballpark today, is that an environment you enjoy playing in?
Absolutely. It's the things we work so hard in the fall for moments like this. That's what it's all for.
Matt, how big was it for you to go 8 innings today to preserve the bullpen for the rest of the weekend?
That's huge. I mean, in these 3-game series, saving your bullpen for the next 2 games is crucial. And even if we did lose today, I know that I saved our bullpen for the next 2 games, and we got everybody ready to go. I'm looking forward to seeing them throw.
Any other questions for Matt or Keegan? Okay, guys, you're free to go, and Coach will take questions.
It's just kind of looking at the job with Matt, the cold collector did for TCU. What do you see from Matt that allows him to get somebody kind of off the barrel hit a little bit? And the thing about Collector, I know that they kind of touched on it a little bit, but what did you kind of see from him that as a freshman in this environment that he was able to kind of get in the groove offensively?
Yeah, in terms of Matt, I thought what he did really well, which he hasn't done in the times that he's struggled a little bit, is get the fastball in and beat the barrels. They did a really good job. You saw the second half of the game get tied up with the fastball in. I thought he did a good job sending a message that he will pitch in and pitch in effectively, and then expand the plate. Obviously, the third inning we gave up the 3 spot, and I debated on throwing a changeup or a fastball in that situation to the 4-hole, and I kicked myself. We tried to get it down and away, and it didn't get there. But I think a leadoff change was the best pitch. They were being really aggressive at that point in time. But it's your ability to sit there with Matt, and it's almost like you're playing a video game when you're calling pitches. You call what you want when you want, regardless of count. And I think with Klecker today, I thought he did a really good job with some right on the fastball. I thought it had just enough life up, and then the breaking ball off of it, that it really kept us off bounds. I thought he did a really good job tunneling the top of the zone and coming out of it with that breaking ball. And he started mixing the curve as well as the slider, and he just did a really good job. He was really effective today.
Coach, TCU was swinging at the first pitch a lot early. Was that something that you saw in the scouting report?
I think it was a couple of things. We knew they were aggressive, and they know Matt's a strike thrower. So I think that was, just those two worlds colliding.
Coach, it's the first time this postseason you faced an elimination. What's your message to the team going forward tomorrow?
Well, we just said right after, it's a 3-game series. It's a 3-game series for a reason. I mean, if you're this far, you definitely have the ability to saddle back up and go. I mean, you didn't get here because you weren't resilient, and that's really the message for tomorrow. And score.
Coach, you obviously showed your faith in Matt after the 3 spot in the 3rd inning to leave him in all the way to the 9th, having very little bullpen presence until the 7th inning. Just how big was his performance today? Just not just to save your bullpen, but also a morale booster just for your team going into tomorrow.
Well, when you're sitting there and you're not scoring, and after the first couple innings, you really don't feel like you're putting up even a threat. So you're thinking, man, we gotta stretch him as far as we can and not come in here too quickly, or we're gonna burn 2 or 3 guys and not score a run. So I think with the standpoint of where the game was at, it was really important that he was able to give us some innings down the stretch.
Coach, Grant McGill now somebody trying to steal second base. How comforting is it, Coach, to have somebody like that behind the plate when TCU likes to steal bases?
Yeah, Grant's a tremendous defensive catcher. I've said it all year. In terms of just defense, you would have a hard time finding a better defender. Great receiver, great blocker, great thrower. The release is always quick, and it's always on the money. His accuracy is unbelievable. And obviously, we got the pickoff there as well in one of the innings. So our staff has worked really hard to control the running game all year, and having Grant back there is definitely comforting.
Coach, you guys have dropped the first game of the series 2 times in Missouri Valley, came back and won all 3 of them. Is that something you harp on here with the boys now, or what's kind of your message to them?
No, not so much. I think it's just a matter of them understanding that we got a really good guy going to the mound tomorrow. We have a lot of confidence in Connor. Our team has a lot of confidence in him, and so by no means are we going to go down without using some bullets.
Coach, how much do you think the heat played a factor on your team today?
I don't think so much. I mean, I don't think it was a long game. What was the time of it? Anybody got that? I mean, if you play a 4-hour game in this, yeah, it probably has a factor. But I think if it has a factor on anybody, it's on the pitchers. Those guys that have to stand out there and work every pitch, or maybe your catcher. But I think in terms of the rest of the guys, it wasn't a big factor.
Do you do anything different recovery-wise after this game to get you guys ready for tomorrow?
Not so much. Not anything different than we've done all year. Obviously, the good thing here is you turn around and you've got until 5 o'clock tomorrow. So it's much different if you're playing a night game rolling back in the day, like a lot of teams have had to in the tournament and in that losers bracket. So at least losing this game, you get 24 hours.
Coach Keegan had 2 hits today. He had a big home run against Iowa on was it Monday last week. What can you tell me about what he's doing well to see the ball and to really kind of give you guys a little bit of spark here lately in the season?
He's just a veteran. He's just an older guy that understands an at bat, understands what a pitcher's trying to do to him. He can diagnose it, and you know that's what experience does. You know, guys, as they get older, they do a much better job in the at bat of adjusting pitch to pitch. And a lot of young guys, obviously, they adjust at bat to at bat or maybe game to game. But he does a good job pitch to pitch.
What did you think of the atmosphere?
Oh, it was awesome. Great atmosphere. Great atmosphere. I didn't realize how many people were here until we walked out to right at the end of the game, and I saw all the people up on the patios and all over the place. But really a neat setting, a lot of good fans. And it when you get 2 strikes and they start pounding those bleachers and things are going, you guys know sometimes as a hitter you start racing in the head a little bit. You're trying to slow things down, and they're pounding the bleachers, trying to speed you up. So it does have an effect.
Any last question for Coach?
What do you think your players' response is going to be on today's game?
I certainly hope that they respond very well. I expect them to respond very well. I think, you know, the message to them was the same here. I felt like the game was played in the area that we wanted to play it. It wasn't like we walked into a place and somebody just ran over us and dictated the pace. And, you know, it was just one of those situations where we didn't do enough offensively, but the game was right there. And I think they understand that. It's tougher to turn this thing around if somebody just clobbered you.